Hey there, it is Market Monday time. It's June 9th. Thanks for joining me. Market Monday time. It's June 9th, 2025. Let's get right into the numbers. You know that we always start with the supply side of the equation. The inventory side, begin with new listings. These are the new properties that have come onto the market. Year to date, 1,381 new listings have come on the market. That's 43 over the last week. At this point last year, we were at 1,263. That's 9% less than where we are right now. And if we go back 5 years, 2020, we're at 1,454 at this point in 2020. Again, that's 5% more than where we're at right now. That is just new inventory coming on the market. It is not available inventory or all properties for sale. If we look at what's available to purchase right now, 1,124 properties. That's down 6 from last week. Last year at this time, we were at 909. That's 19% less than where we are right now. Inventory has gone up, and it's gone up fairly significantly. But looking at 5 years ago, 2020, we had been locked down with the pandemic, and we had just come out, and sales were starting to take off, and a lot of inventory was moving on the market. At this point in 2020, we had 1,753 properties for sale, more than 600 more than what we have right now, 55% more than what we have right now. That's the inventory side. That is the supply side. Now let's look at the demand side of the equation, the sales. These are pending sales. Right now we have 185 properties under contract. That's down 5 properties from last week. Last year at this time, we were at 189. So we're just 2% lower than where we were at this time last year. But look back to 2020 at this point. What was under contract at this point in 2020? 296 properties. That's 60% more than where we're sitting right now with the under contracts. Closed sales year to date. So far this year, we've had 873 properties actually close. That's up 47 from last week. Last year at this time, we were sitting at 928, 6% higher than where we are right now. And in 2020, again, we just looked at what was pending. We had all this property go under contract, which would eventually close, but it really hadn't started closing yet. At this point in 2020, we were at 924, just 5.5% higher than where we sit right now. Absorption rate. So this is the calculation of how many months worth of inventory we have. Last week we reported 5.9 months. This week we bumped back up to 6.1. So we've gone over that 6 months neutral market threshold. Last year, at this time last year, we were at 4.8 months. And at this point in 2020, we're at 5.9 months. So we're at that 6 months. I'd call it a balanced market moving in the direction of a buyer's market. Days on the market, 68 days is the average amount of time it takes for a property on Hilton Head Island to sell. Last week, it was 67, was where we were last week, so it's up just a day. At this point last year, we were at 71 days, so we're down 4% over last year. And again, 2020, looking all the way back at this time, just after lockdown with the pandemic, we were at 126 days. So pretty big difference there. Property values, median sale price right now on Hilton Head Island across all property types. So this is homes, lots, and villas, $765,000. At this point last year, we were at $700,000. That's a 9% increase year over year. And if we look back to 2020, this point in 2020, we were at $419,000. We're up 82% in the last 5 years. That averages 12.8% average annual rate of appreciation. And if we look all the way back 10 years, we're at 9.2% is the average annual rate of appreciation over the last 10 years. So what do you need to know? Locally, inventory is up. We are now just over a 6-month supply, but interest rates have ticked down slightly, probably not enough to make a big difference. But when we're talking to people right now, they're not really bringing up interest rates. A lot of cash buyers in the market. And nationally, the big news is sellers are now outnumbering buyers by a record margin, by the largest amount that we've seen in recent history. Also last week, Goldman Sachs predicted for the balance of this year, for the balance of 2025, they're expecting prices to continue to go up for the balance of this year by about 3.2%. So that's it. I'd like to know what you think you're seeing in the market. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about next week. Make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next week.